Method Man, you should have just stuck to weed, nigga. Have you not seen the commercials, nigga? Not even once. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews Hip Hop Data. Today we got an album review today. We're going to be talking about the brand new album from one of the most legendary and known members of the Wu-Tang Clan. This nigga's back. It took him a long ass fucking time. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Probably making movies and shit. That's all he fucking does anyway. But now he's back in hip hop form, talking about the new album from Method Man entitled The Meth Lab. See what Breaking Bad done did? Now everybody wants to do the whole meth shit. I'm not even going to get into it. Whatever. That show was good, though. I'm not going to lie. For those who don't know who Method Man is, like, really? You don't know who Method Man is? It's Method Man. Like, it's fucking Method Man. M-E-T-H-O-D man. Come on, son. But for those who don't know, like I said, he is one of the founding members of the Wu-Tang Clan. He's also a very popular movie star. He's done stuff in TV. And when it comes to the entertainment world, he's probably become the most successful member of the Wu-Tang Clan outside of RZA to really catapult himself into other forms of media other than music. And his most notable work has to be the movie How High that he did with Redman, which became pretty much a cult comedy classic. And from that point on, he just started doing more and more movies, and he kind of steered more away from the music. This is actually his first official solo album in 9 years. This is the follow-up to the 2006 album 421. The day after that was like, man, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but it was okay. And then from that point on, he really didn't do any more work outside of Wu-Tang and the Wu Massacre album that he did with Ghostface and Raekwon. But he's been real quiet on the music tip. A few features here and there, but he's really focused on doing his movie stuff. But now he's back with his brand new album, and we're gonna see if Method Man still has it after all these years and he brought us some fire, or if he should have just went back and made some more fucking movies because this shit's not good. Let's talk about the shit. Now, when I first put on this album and tuned into the production, I quickly realized that the producers and the beats on this album were catered to fit Method Man's style. It's real dark, real gritty, grimy type sounds, and then it's something that Method Man is just accustomed to rapping over, especially if you listen to his previous work. That's kind of like the stuff he likes to go over, and it's just a really, really New York sounding album. It's all done in Staten Island, apparently. In the intro, he says this is a Staten Island album done by Staten Island artists, and it was made in Staten Island, so fuck, everything was Staten Island from top to bottom on this shit. And the entire album is executive produced by producer/rapper Hands-On, but it's also a lot of other producers on here that come in and bring that vintage New York sound that Method Man just fucking sounds great over. And I got them here. Hold on. That's a lot of motherfucking producers on this shit. I got it ready. They got C the Architect, Ron Browse, Level 13, Pascal Zumake, I think that's his name. Mathematics is here. Well, yeah, Mathematics is dope. And who else? Fuck, a lot of J57, Fourth Disciple, Days. And Zarko Christic. I don't know who the fuck that is. Doesn't matter, but all these mofos bring some dope ass beats, and the production on this album from top to bottom was pretty much consistent. There wasn't a beat on here that I thought was whack. There were some beats that I thought were okay, but most of the beats here I was not into. I was liking the vibe of it, and it was a really, really good, strong showing that the production on here from all these different producers remained consistent and catered and fit Method Man's sound and style. Now let's talk about Method Man and the slew of other motherfuckers he's got on this shit, because it's a ton of motherfuckers on this album, and let's just see if they bring in the bars and if it's too much motherfucker on here or if it's just enough motherfucker. Let's talk about it. Now, if you know Method Man, he is a lyricist and he always brings top quality rhymes and beats and bars for the majority of the time. There are times where he doesn't give the greatest verse, but it's always something that's a good showing. And what I realized on this album is 90% of what Method Man is saying is dope, but there are some times where I'm like, oh, you could have done without that. Some out-of-date references or just some things that just didn't go over too well. But for the most part, Meth brings a solid showing on all of his tracks. But here's the problem. Method Man isn't on this album enough. It's a lot of other motherfuckers on here. He's got this crew, I guess, that's called the Meth Lab, and it's a whole bunch of Staten Island artists that I guess he's trying to showcase, and they're on here. There's always a feature or something for the most part on every song, except for probably like a couple of them, but most of these tracks have other people on this record, and it's a lot of features, and for the most time, you barely get to hear Method Man. Method Man sounds like another nigga in the crew, and it doesn't sound like he's at the forefront of this album. And since this is a Method Man solo album, I would love to have heard more Method Man than I got on this album. It sounds like a compilation record for the most part because of so many features and everything like that, but when you do get Method Man, it is a really good showing. He really just brings, top quality bars on here for the most part. There are a few weak hooks on here, but nothing too crazy. But really, the majority of this album is just a lot of mofos on here just rappity rapping. It's a rapper's rapper album. There's no real concept. And it's pretty much them just trying to give their best verses on each song, you know, pretty much saying how dope they are, how whack other niggas are, how life is in Staten Island, and pretty much just giving you, I guess, an introduction of who they are as an artist as far as a skill set. Now, the thing about that is with so many mofos on here, it's kind of hard to differentiate who's rapping, who's not, because you're not too familiar with them. I'm going to list all the mofos on this album, and I'll let you just know it's a lot of them on here. It's 19 tracks on this album, and like I said, the majority of this album has features on it. So there's Hands On, Street Life, Redman's here, Easy Get Right, Mac Wilds, Corey Guns, Uncle Murda, Cheddar Bang, Carlton Fisk, I'm still going, yo. Cardi, Freaky Marciano, Raekwon, Inspector Deck, Master Killer, Intel, Cash Verrazano, Killer Sin. Oh my god, let me take a break. Okay, continue. Fucking Donnie Cash, and fucking Dro Pesci, and Hugh Hef. That's all the mofos on this album. Like I said, it's a lot of motherfuckers here, and it's so many that you don't even know who's rapping half the time unless it's Method Man. And then that's the thing. Method Man shows up for a verse or a hook or, you know, but he never really gets the majority of any song on here unless the song is him by himself, and there's only a couple songs there. Now, these songs are, for the most part, pretty good, but the thing about it is with these other artists, sometimes they give real lackluster verses, or, you know, they just don't really grab your attention like Method Man does, or being next to Method Man, so you kind of forget about them unless, you know, they're more apparent or they really have a good showing on certain records. But they really don't stay consistent on all songs, so it's kind of hard to kind of grasp who's rapping or really get a connection to the other rappers outside of Method Man. But still, with all that being said, this is a very solid album and it's still well put together. Even though there are a lot more features here than I would personally like and not enough Method Man, all together, when it does come together, it does make a really solid, great New York classic sounding hip-hop record, and it's something that I think anybody who likes Wu-Tang or the New York sound or the classic hip-hop underground type feel, you know, with the head nod and the bars and just it's about spitting and just fucking telling people how dope you are. If you're into that type of music, this will be an album for you to listen to because it's really, really dope on the production side as well as on the lyrical side. It's just, you're not getting probably as much Method Man as you wish you would, but the other artists that do show up here, they are really talented, but it's just, you want Method Man. That's what you fucking came for. You came for the METHOD fucking man. That's what you're here for. Now, you know I gotta give you my top 5 tracks, but there's a little bit of a pickle this time. I ended up with 6 tracks I really like because there's a tie for the 5th one between 2 songs because I just couldn't decide because I like them both so much. So I'm gonna just give you 6 fucking tracks today with, you know, and that's what you gonna fucking take, so just take the shit. So my favorite tracks here are, hold on, I thought I was ready, but I'm not. Don't fucking hate me. Here we go. The Meth Lab, Straight Gutter, and then it's 2 Minutes of Your Time, and then it's Water, and then the Purple Tape, and then Another Winter. Those are my top 6 tracks. I guess it's 6 today, but those tracks are all fucking dope. The Meth Lab is the opening of the track. It's got a real just dark, grimy, gritty New York sound. It's got a dark piano on here, and it's just pretty much Method Man welcoming you to the Meth Lab, and, you know, he uses a lot of, you know, Meth Lab and meth type of references. There's a Breaking Bad reference in here from the other artist on here by the name of Street Life. Hands On also has a verse on here, and it's a good, dark, gritty way to open up the track. It's just one of them head-nodding tracks, and it's just something that's really dope and opens up the album and the concept of it for the most part with the whole Meth Lab concept and the whole Meth Lab crew, and it's something that I think really just sets the album off very well, especially with Method Man being out of the loop for so long. It's a good introduction to have him back into the rap world and just something that I think is a great opening to the album. The next track, Straight Gutter, is my favorite song on this album, and rightfully so because it's the most head-nodding, hip-hoppy sounding type of song. It's a posse cut. It's got Redman on here, Hands On, and Street Life. The beat is dope. It's got a nice little sample on here. It's a nice little bop to it, and it's just, they just going in. But the only thing about it too is Method Man and Redman share the same length of verse. Street Life gets his own verse, Hands On gets his own verse, and then on the third verse, it starts off with Redman, and then it goes into Method Man on some of that whole fucking blackout shit, but it's not enough. Like, I wish we would have got a longer verse from both of these guys. Redman does a dope hook on here. It's really dope on here to see him back in the fold. You know, I ain't seen Redman in a minute. We need another album, nigga. I don't know where you been, but come on, show back up. Let's get some shit going, Redman. I want to hear some more shit. But it's just another record here that's just a real standout. Dope energy, Great song, but I just wish we would have got more fucking Method Man and Redman on here. That's what we needed, another verse. They should have made the song another verse longer. It would have been dope, but it's still my favorite track on here and the one that ended up playing the most, so you definitely got to check that one out. The next song is 2 Minutes of Your Time, and this is one of the only songs on the album where Method Man is by himself, solo dolo, and it's one of the dopest records on here. The beat on here has got a lot of good energy, but the main thing that stands out is just Method Man is just spitting for 2 minutes straight, no hook. He's just going in bars after bars, and he's just showing these motherfuckers he still got it. It's been 20 plus years he's been in the game, but he still ain't fell off. He still got the same amount of quality of lyricism and bars, and he's just got dope lines on here. One of my favorite lines on here is, I wrote it down because I'm terrible at this shit sometimes. He said, "Rappers don't really ride, they piggyback. I trade them all to have Tupac and Biggie back." That is so fucking true, because we need some shit like that, because motherfuckers are whack these days. I mean, I'm here, I'm not whack, but other niggas are, not me. He can't put me in that category, but I know I feel you, Method Man, I feel you. I really do. The next song, Water, features Cheddar Bang, and this is another low-key, grimy, just real eerie type track, and this is him pretty much talking about street life in Staten Island and just, you know, painting a picture of like a street sort of scenario, and this is where the first time when we get Method Man really just in that real gritty, grimy, just dark, gruff, like sinister type mood, and it fits so well with his voice and his tone. Cheddar Bang does a dope job on this record, and it's just a dope record, and it's really something that is another standout for Method Man on here, which I also wish he was more on here. Like, he's not on here enough, and it pisses me off, because like, if we got more of him, it would make the song so much more doper. They're still dope, but we need doper. It's fucking Method Man. Come on, let's get some more of that shit. The next record is The Purple Tape, and this features Raekwon and Inspector Deck, and this is the Wu-Tang track that we all know is going to be on an album from a Wu-Tang member, and this one is dope. It's just got it's a Wu-Tang track. I ain't got much more to say about it. Method Man kills it, Raekwon kills it, INS kills it, and the beat is dope. There you go. Fucking listen to it. It explains itself, nigga. Those three on a track, dope beat. Period. Purple Tape. And it's called The Purple Tape. So you know it's dope, because, you know, if you name it after one of the greatest albums ever, you know the record's going to be dope. So why even say more shit about it? It's the dope one. The last track is another winner, and this one features Hands On, Streetlight, and Carlton Fisk, and this is just one of them grimy, face-crunching, neck-snapping, head-knotting, just New York grimy beats that you just can't fucking deny, and it's just them spitting and going off, and it's one of them dope records that it's just infectious and it sticks out, and it's probably my third favorite on here next to Straight Gutter and The Purple Tape, but for the most part, this whole album is solid. The only thing that draws back to this album is it's too many features and it's not enough Method Man. If we could flip that situation, this would have been an even better album and a way more enjoyable experience for me, because it's been so long since we've got a solo Method Man album, and this doesn't even sound like a solo Method Man album, even though it's being labeled as one, and that's the thing. At the end of the album, he hints at another album called Crystal Meth, so I'm hoping on that album we get more Method Man than on this one, but this is a solid, dope project. Just not what I really expected out of this one. I thought I would have got more of what I was expecting from a solo Method Man album, which is more Method Man. Not saying that the crew from Meth Lab isn't dope or they're whack or anything, but you know, when you want to hear an artist solo album, you don't want to hear a compilation album, and that's how this sort of comes off as a compilation album, and that's the only thing that really draws back. But for the most part, still, it's a dope listen. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Method Man and the Meth Lab is an overall solid and well put together hip hop album, especially if you're a fan of Wu-Tang and the underground New York sound. Only thing is, it's not enough of the nigga whose name is on the front of the fucking album cover, and we need that. All I'm saying is that the album is dope, production is solid, the bars are there, but it's just too many fucking features, that too many to even keep track of at times, and Method Man is just not here enough, and it doesn't sound like a solo album, it sounds like a compilation album, and if it was gonna be a compilation album, he just should have said that, because I was looking for a solo Method Man album, and I wanted more Method Man. There are some dope cuts on here. The Straight Gutter track with Redman, it's good to see him and Redman doing stuff together. The Purple Tape track with INS and Raekwon is dope. Another Winner is a good standout. And it's just some other songs on here that are really dope, but there's also songs on here where you kind of just tune out because you don't hear Method Man enough, or it's a weak hook, or it's just something that just doesn't really stick out for the most part. But all I gotta really say is that for me, Method Man the Meth Lab is not Granddad approved, but I will give it a Granddad recommended. So go check it out. It's out right now. You can go stream it on Apple Music or Tidal or whatever streaming service you use, or you can go and buy it. You know, it is a dope project for the most part. It's a new Method Man album, and we haven't had one of those in so many years, and he's probably going to go back and go make 37 more movies before we get another fucking album, but so we might as well enjoy this shit. But for the most part, it's dope, just not enough of what we really wanted or what I really wanted, and that's the main drawback. But ain't nothing you can do about it. Shit's fucking done. There you go. It's there. So listen to it. It's still a dope album. So, Method Man, the Meth Lab, is Granddad recommended. So go check it out. Just don't expect to hear a lot of Method Man, because that's the only problem. Flip it. Alright guys, gonna do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of Method Man and the Meth Lab if you heard it. If you haven't heard it, like I said, it's a very dope album. Just not enough fucking Method Man for my liking. But it's still something that you should check out if you're a fan of Wu-Tang. So just go listen to the shit. You'll like something out of there. There's some good shit on there. Previous videos on the side as well as my music video. Check those out, showing some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram. Links in the description below. And subscribe. Button on the screen. Button below. Woolly Reviews. Twice a week. Gaming channel. Check that out. And I got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave. Granddaughter. Method Man, the Meth Lab. It's a dope album. But it could have been so much doper. And I just get the pun that I just made without making... I get it. But dope, meth, yeah, I get it. That's pretty clever, Granddad. I'm out of here.